Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Thursday night, 9 p.m. It's the Mike and Mish show. What's up, Mike?
I'm chilling, man. I'm screwing everything up in my path today, man. I'm like a fucking Tasmanian devil.
Well, you got a lot of shit going on in your life,
Yeah,
dude.
I
So, you
do.
know what? Everybody deserves a little break, a little fucking, we have a big show tonight. Take a fucking deep breath. We got the boys from Against the Cage on the show tonight. As you can see by my background that I made right there, we got a little collabo show going. We are going to bring them on right now. We got Ben Field and Jay Ingleston from Cage Wars and Against the Cage. Here we go. There is my boy
Bang,
Ben.
bang.
What's happening? And his co-host, Mr. Jay Ingleston. How are you guys?
How's it going, gentlemen?
What's up?
I got to tell you, it's nice to see you guys again because we are fresh off of being treated like absolute VIPs for the first time in our fucking lives up there at Cage Wars 50. I got to say, thank you very much for the hospitality, the show, the hospitality, like the family atmosphere, everything about it was fantastic. So thank you guys for that.
You're welcome. Now you are family, gentlemen.
That's what Slim said at the end of the night.
I was going to say, you guys have been, it's like, you go to somebody's house once, like, don't ask me to get something to drink. Bring your ass to the fridge.
Go get it yourself. Now, I got to tell you, this was Mike and I's first experience at Cage Wars. I will say that I was beyond impressed. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke up you guys' ass for real. Like, every aspect about it, from the official weigh-ins to the show itself to the action inside the ring, the production value, everything about it was fucking fantastic. What is it? I'll give you guys each a chance to say this. What is it that sets Cage Wars apart from any of the other Emmy shows that are out there?
Because Jay, we took 2 cherries in one night, bro. It's like college again.
Go ahead, Ben.
We liked it too. Unlike college.
I think what really sets Cage Wars apart from any other promotion, like when I first started podcasting, it was covering the entire sport. I ran through 2 shows and I decided I wanted to work with amateur fighters. I talked to promoters up and down the East Coast, and this was the only promotion that truly, genuinely gave a shit, not just about like fighter safety, but the development and the future of these athletes themselves. It's not just about the dollar sign. It's not even about the dollar sign. It's about the fighters, their safety, and their future.
Absolutely. Yeah. My take on the whole thing is just, since I've been around since the inception of upstate MMA almost 15 years ago now, I think it's one of the things where you learn from previous mistakes, not saying Cage Wars' mistakes, but other promotions, taking things that work for them, taking things that work for you, kind of mixing it all together and making it, I don't know, like a nice, friendly show. Because, you've been to shows where you're like, really? This is what we're doing here? Like, to make it comfortable in a nice atmosphere and make sure everybody's taken care of. That whole family vibe, that's real. Like, I own the rival promotion for a long time against Tim, and Tim's one of my best friends now. So it's like that whole dichotomy of we should do this, we should do that, let's do it. And to watch it from its infant stage till now is just like, it's kind of like watching my daughter grow up in a sense. It's like, that's my kid over there too, Cage Wars and upstate MMA in a whole.
I thought it was great from beginning to end. And even the day before the official weigh-ins, when we walked up and we met pretty much everybody there the day before, everyone was like, hey, have some empanadas. They're homemade. Eat this food. Then they're like, Felix. Ben's like, go and take some professional pictures. They'll take professional pictures and just send them to you. And then, hey, what size T-shirt are you? Here's a couple of T-shirts. Look at beautiful T-shirt, Cage Wars 50. Thank you for that.
Get one.
Jay, I think I got yours.
It's out for Harambe.
And then Tim comes up. He's like, go and eat from the buffet. There's food. Go and eat. We don't eat. He's telling us again, go eat, go eat, go eat. Mm-hmm. And then the next day he's like, oh, we were going to give you guys these VIP seats like inside of the divider. And he said, but we're going to have to put you at a media table. Hope you guys don't mind. obviously he was joking, but like we were thinking like it was going to be in the back a little more or something. We were like, oh, we're just happy to be here. No problem. We leave. Then we get a video from Ben saying, this is where you're sitting against a cage, pun intended.
You could have oil checked somebody, like you were that close.
Yo,
It
dude,
was
where the Mark Moses Jarrell Wicks fight ended was 1.5 feet in front of my nose. Like I could have motorboated Mark Moses' asshole from where I was sitting.
See,
I'm not.
When you live to tell the tale.
I told you guys too. I said bring your poncho because you're in the splash zone at that point. Story from what was it? Cage Wars 48 was the one or was it 47 or 48 that we actually went down in the armory, Jay?
40.
It was 48, 47, I think.
No,
48 was
48 was
yeah. So 48, the main event was Cole Alexanian versus Corey Butts for the 165-pound title. And there I am sitting at the commentary desk, running my mouth per usual. And they were right in front of us, yammering away at each other in the clinch. So me being the idiot I am, not realizing here we are in a fucking 90-degree armory with humidity so quick. Like you were having beads of sweat going from nipple to nutsack in record fucking time, bro. It was hot and humid. So I leaned forward and took my headset off like this and got a fucking mouthful of sweat. It was disgusting. If you go back, watch the fight on YouTube, you'll hear me say it.
It's
So
like
you were in
two guys, many cups.
That's fucking fantastic. Go
ahead.
No, go ahead. Can continue.
I was going to just say a quick story. I judged a cage combat show probably like 11 years ago, and I thought I had sweat on my head. So I'm like, oh, I got some sweat. Well, I went like this and look, I got blood all over my hand. Look up all my paperwork. It's covered in blood. But
you gotta love that shit. You gotta love that shit. When I interviewed Travis Thompson at the last BKFC event that we went to, I had his blood on my hand, and as I was talking to him, I realized it because I noticed that his knuckles were all bloody, and he had like grabbed my hand on the way out of the ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, dude? I'm pretty sure this is your fucking blood right here. He was like, don't you ever fucking wash that hand.
After Corey Norman versus Al Morrow too, I looked right at Corey during the post fight and said, you got a little schmutz right here, and wiped it off his face. He had a little bit of blood. It was schmutz.
Schmutz.
You like that term, Ian? You can use it free of charge.
Yeah, nipple to nutsack. Now, boys, when we showed up, before we showed up, there was 17 fights on the card. There ended up being 13 total. Can you give us some insight on the reason behind the 4 fights that were pulled from the card?
Well, one happened.
I only know one of them. I know one of them. I don't know the other 3. I don't remember if we learned the other 3 reasons.
What's the one that you know? Because the one happened while Jay and I were okay. The Logan Samaria Joe Crable happened while Jay and I were interviewing Logan Samaria. Jay, I'll let you tell that story.
Oh, we're live on the air, and Logan gets a text message, looks down, looks up, and next thing you know, finds out that Crable had COVID live on the air. So we're trying to keep Ben's texting me. He's like, should we cut this short right now? I'm like, yeah, probably a good idea. But he was a champ about it. And he understood that's part of the fucking game, but
fucking COVID, dude. Jesus Christ. And then there was 2 other ones. So Logan Weaver's opponent just decided to, take her sweet time with her medicals and then show up late and then eat a meal before weighing in and then fucking disappearing. It was just a shit show.
I'm going to opt not to comment because I believe that fight is going to be rebooked from my knowledge. So I'm going to refrain from comment because I still have to work professionally with both parties. And for me to comment on what happened would not be fair.
Understand.
Because I've certainly got a fucking opinion on that.
Well, Mike and I can have an opinion, right? Mike, what's your opinion on it, Michael?
Let me guess what your opinion is, Mike. Would your opinion be that somebody would only be able to be that fucking stupid on certain things only if their parents were siblings? Because that's the only thing that would register with me that could potentially be your opinion. I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
That's absolutely his opinion.
That's my opinion. Never came out of my mouth, though. Look at. If you're going to go to your first day on the job, right? and you fucking pull all sorts of crazy ass shit before you make it to work, dude, your ass is fucking fired in my world. I ain't even fucking asking for you to come back. I don't know. And here we go. Look at everybody's should get a second chance. Da 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 da. But at some point, you gotta
like her
fucking
third.
pay the piper, man. You gotta fucking do what you gotta
That
do.
was like her third.
Show up
chance,
on
Mike.
time. Be professional. I know it's an amateur fight, but you have to be professional. I mean, it's
You gotta
crazy.
be professional in anything you do in life. Don't be a fucking stunad. You know what I mean?
Stunad.
Our
Get one of
Stun-Out of the
these.
week. Maybe I know Ben had a good idea for a Stun-Out of the week, but Rachel Greenwood might be the fucking nominee right now.
So
But
Mr. Tomlinson in the comments is asking if I am Big Ben. I would be considered average sized Ben at best.
Fluffy Ben.
I'm
he's
gonna
not
need
Big
like
Ben.
yeah, no, dude, not even with a running start. Sorry.
I have a picture of us with Big Ben. I'll pull it up in a little bit to show you, Zion.
All right, so guys, there was 13 fights of the night. I mean, 13 fights on the night. There were 4 fight award winners: knockout of the night, submission of the night, performance of the night, fight of the night. In the green room right now, we have our first guest of the evening, who happened to be the recipient of performance of the night, where he absolutely dominated the living fuck out of, is that proper terminology? Living,
I think so.
Yeah.
out of his opponent. Why don't we bring him in? He is the what do you call him, Ben? The fucking bear fighter.
Dude, he is the Macedonian monster. That's what he is.
There we
But-
go. Let's bring him in. His name is Mendy Chukalewski. What's going on, brother? You know, I feel like we just saw you.
I know, right? Look at all you guys. I didn't know you're gonna be on here.
Mendy, it's a motherfucking party, bro.
I like how Mendy knows red is his color.
Mendy, you were dressed like you were gonna move cocaine across state lines for the after party, bro. Did you bring a little blow to this party, or are we gonna have to ride this solo? What's the deal here?
No, I'm clean, man.
All right. Well, John Jones is turned around. He's not coming anymore. So
No,
Nah,
shit.
so Mendy, we saw you after the fight, but let's talk a little bit about your scrap with Northern McCullough, dude. Was the game plan to go in there, stay on your feet, and strike the entire time, or was that just something that happened by osmosis?
No, that was it. I had to get him out first round because he was a wrestler, so I knew they were gonna expect a wrestling match, you know. So, and last time I didn't even throw a punch, so you know I knew this time I was gonna come out and try to put him out, basically. And like Ben said in the commentary, he said, you know, put my striking the test and see what we do, I guess. But it was good, man. I was excited. I don't know. I don't even know. It was something else.
see, and the reason that I was so persuaded, and Jay, we talked about this. We even talked about it with Mike and Mish. Like when it came to giving the performance of the night, which is based on the performance of the athlete, and I'm going to get into this in a second. There was nobody other than John Virouette on the card who had a dominating Woodside performance, and his wasn't as one-sided as yours, Mendy. So like it was an obvious shoe-in for you to get that award.
Yeah, I got to give it out to Northern, man. That kid took a lot. I hit him so many times, and he was still in it. You know, I could tell he was blocking, and I would hit him, and his head would bounce. And I knew Dan was going to stop the fight because I went at him, I think, the first like 30 seconds, and then I stopped, and then I went at him again because I knew it. I knew he wasn't going to let it go any further, you know, because I hit him so many times. So then I just kept going, and that was it.
You were crushing him with the uppercuts over and over and over again, and that's when you were saying his head was bouncing, and that's what was happening. He was catching those uppercuts square. I mean,
Tough kid.
I have some highlights that I was going to bring up, but as Ben saw before we came on the show, for some reason it's not playing correctly, so it's kind of pissed me off. But I'll send it to you when the show's over, unless I already did.
Let me put it like this. Mendy punches so hard that if he hit me like that, it would look like Thanos just fucking snapped his finger. I would I wouldn't stand a chance of a fart in a windstorm in the cage with Mendy. He almost turned me to dust by taking me down before the post fight.
Now, hey, check out the comment by Ian Olson here. Mendy doesn't look like he's even been in a fight at all.
He hit
Did
me
he land one on you?
once. He did on the side, within the exchange, halfway through, I think it was. When I slowed down a little bit. That's when he caught me, and then it was the head kick that started it all. I feel like in the beginning, because he blocked the head kick, but it still hit him. It still went through the hand, and then that was it. I knew the head kick affected him from the beginning, and then I went at him from there.
So let me ask you, Mendy, because I met you after your first fight. Actually, officially met you after you dominated Luis and pulled off one of the biggest upsets in Cage Wars history. If you go back and you look at this, what was basically a glorified mugging, like if he had a wallet, he would have fucking given it to you. Was that more satisfying now than like the first fight? Because you told me after I met you after beating Luis, you wanted to work on your striking. And clearly you did. As I said, mission accomplished. All pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, I like wrestling, man. So now I'm gonna, my third fight. Now I can strike on the ground too.
I can't wait.
Excited.
Oh no!
Oh man, I know. I'm excited.
There's gonna be
now
like,
it's a different game, yeah, with the ground.
people-shaped holes in the canvas at Cage Wars from Mendy fucking just pounding them through the mat. Here we go. It's gonna look like cartoons.
Now, let me ask Ben and Jay this question. In his division, who do you see? We don't know the fighters very well. Do you have a fighter in mind that is perfect for Mendy coming up? Like, could he be ready for a quick turnaround? You got somebody in mind?
I do. I have a great idea in mind, but this is one that I don't necessarily know if it would happen March. Did you guys see Michael Acifo versus Ricardo Henderson? It was Cage Wars 49. Jay, you remember that kid, Acifo?
Mm-hmm.
That's who I want to see Mendy fight next, because the kid's got good grappling. He's got good Muay Thai, very well-rounded mixed martial artist. And as we can see, Mendy is like a dry sponge when it comes to taking in knowledge with mixed martial arts. He just soaks it right the fuck in.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that would be an incredible fight, personally.
I agree with that.
I don't know who that is, but we'll see, I guess.
Logan says he's a Canadian beast.
Hey.
I think it'd be a great fight. I can't help it.
We ran into Mendy after the fight that night at the Chinese restaurant. The Chinese restaurant, by the way, that every other table in the restaurant were same side sitting, which is fucking weird to me.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys, when you guys go to a restaurant,
Well, there's like 3 fucking feet of space in there.
We walked out of the restaurant before me and Ben did.
What happened?
They wanted to kill Jay.
Yeah, well, I told them I had a
usually they go after me.
Tell the waitress they were already getting ready to. They had ordered their drinks or whatever. I ordered a drink. I sat down. She's like, "All right, ready to order?" I'm like, "Well, I have a shellfish allergy. I don't know if you got like clean stuff or like not cook it." And she's like, "Come back." She's like, "I'm sorry, we can't do that." That was the first time I've ever been anywhere where they couldn't clean it. Well, we can't move they must have like a walk that's embedded into the counter or something where they can't clean it.
Our chef is also on food stamps, so he didn't want to do the extra dishes, sir.
So she's like, "I'm sorry, I just can't do it." So we're like, "All right, let's go to Druthers across the street." So we went to Druthers.
Wow.
They don't care about your business.
Yeah, we drank and then left.
Yeah. Did you guys like the food, Mish?
Yeah. Oh no, the food was good. We had a good time in that restaurant. They were nice to us. But I pointed out, because I worked in a restaurant for a long time, and like we used to call, I thought it was weird. It was me and Mike were sitting across from each other, like at an angle, and then we looked around, and there was 4 other tables eating, and all 4 tables had a husband and wife sitting side by side eating. And I was like, nobody fucking does that, dude. I was like, Mike, look at this place. This is weird.
You're in New York, asshole. We're weird people. Like, what the fuck
is that
did
what
you
you
expect?
Oh,
Like, okay.
Even funnier, every person in there somehow heard, like Kyle must have been yelling because he said that. What is everybody sitting on the same side? That's weird. every couple heard him, and like, so one person said something like, "Yeah, well, you know, we like to sit next to each other," and then the other person over in the corner was like, "Yeah, what, do you got a problem with that?" And then someone over here, and then everybody started talking, and we were laughing because we were sitting as far apart from each other as we possibly could at a 4-seat table.
Well, it's because you could smell his balls. Like,
Yeah,
he'd been
yeah.
sweating all night. What do you want?
It's
But
funny.
then I engaged in a conversation with the entire fucking little restaurant there.
Yeah.
I'm
What
like,
did you do,
yes. I was like,
like-
I think it's fucking weird. I was like, I think it's strange.
Pissed off a whole restaurant of people. Just
I was
pipes
like-
up. Look
I
at
was
all
like-
these fucking idiots.
Mhm.
I was like, maybe my wife doesn't like me as much as you guys like each other.
No, mine
'Cause
neither.
She sits across from me at a restaurant, and we like to look at each other. But whatever, unless you guys are getting handies around this place, and then more power to you.
There was a guy, I don't know who knows. This was somebody in the bare knuckle community that put up a photo today with fucking that Sean Wheelock, the guy with the really long face.
Yeah.
You know who? Yeah, Sean
Yep.
Wheelock
I know what you're
and
gonna say.
Lights Out Lido.
Yeah.
And they got the dukes up. They're doing the fist. Meanwhile, the guy in the middle of the photo that took the picture with him looks like he's about ready to give a hand job. Does somebody want to teach whoever that fucking dude is how to make a fist?
I got to see this photo now, dude.
Bro,
I
I've got to
know.
find it. I don't know where it was. I don't know who posted it, but like he looks like he's going straight for plan
Which
JO.
in the middle? In the
Mike's
middle,
trying to find it right
it's
Yeah,
now.
Ryan Jones.
Well, tell him he looks like he's getting ready to jerk somebody off.
Maybe his
Somebody
knuckles
want to
hurt.
give him the memo, like
He's fighting this
barebacking with the
weekend.
bare knuckles.
He's fighting this weekend.
Well, I
at-
hope that like, does he think that this is a fist? Then is this like the what's the
That's
deal
the
here?
Cobra.
He's gonna go in there with a rubber fist
That's the
taped
Cobra.
up.
That's right.
Bless his heart.
All right. Well, hey, Mendy,
Hey, man.
are you trying to get back in there in March, or are you going to give it a little time and rest up a little bit? When the hell can we see you back in there? Coming off a performance of the night, it was the most dominating performance of the night. You beat the living shit out of Northern McCullough. Good for him. What's next for you? Tell me when you can see you back in there.
Probably in April, more realistically, to be honest.
I better fucking see you at the fights though in
Oh,
March.
yeah, we're gonna come for sure.
We'll
Well,
guest list your fine ass. Don't worry.
So, my buddy actually that you followed, he's fighting on the card that's on the 12th, I think, which is that Saturday. Bare Knuckle, the one here in New York, not this one. Yeah, the other one. So, and this one, the one in March, is on Friday. and he's
What's
fighting
going
on
on here,
Saturday.
Mike?
What's up?
Why is that on the screen? Mike.
Which one?
Because he's having a
Knucklemania?
rough day.
No, you. Oh, okay. you threw up this weekend. Okay, keep going.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, so he's fighting that Saturday. So we're gonna go to his, and then we'll come Friday. We'll come to the Cage Wars one, and then he's fighting Saturday, the bare knuckle one that's in.
Seneca, Allegheny Casino.
Yep, that one over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have that one.
So
Yeah, man.
there's your plan, Mish.
Yeah,
You come to fucking copper room out. Somebody who's fighting on the card. Logan, if you're fighting in March, Kyle's gonna sleep on your floor. See, look, we got your sleeping arrangement. You can cover 2 events in a weekend, bro.
But yeah, Ben really wants me to get there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off, though, man. I
We'll
got
make
too
it
much
work.
shit going on in my life right now, especially with an impending snowstorm and army training this weekend. Everybody sees snow in the forecast and they start fucking losing their goddamn
Fuck
minds.
that snowstorm. It's like living up here in vacation towns and seeing New Jersey plates. You're just like, oh, son of a bitch.
Hey, I live on the main thoroughfare of Killington, Vermont, so I get to see New Jersey. You name it, coming through my town.
Well, today, so as you guys know, I'm first sergeant in my company, and like everybody's they're changing plans and shit for this weekend, and it's like, you know, like Ian says in the comments there, everybody go get your milk and bread. Gotta get the milk and bread. Gotta get the milk and
Okay.
bread.
Give me
Yeah.
an ounce and a 12 pack. I don't need milk and bread. Fuck that.
All right. Well, we wanted to have you pop on here, say a few things, Mendy. You want to say a few things to a few people before we let you go? We're going to bring a couple other people on here, but shout some people out. Somebody contributed to this fucking incredible performance that you put out there on Saturday night. So, floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. My training partners, my family, friends, my girlfriend. That's about it, man. People at UA. I got a small team. You know, we stick together and train hard. That's it. Appreciate them all. Thank you. Thank you guys, Cage Wars as well, putting events together. You know, I appreciate it. And it's a lot of fun. I tell you guys, love it all. You know, that's why I dress, man. Like me, I think me and Jarrell were the only two guys dressed. Maybe Corey was dressed too, but I don't know. I like it. You know, it's an event. You know, we go out to have fun, dress, go out, fight, then dress it back up. You know.
You block those pussies in the comments. Fuck you, love face. Sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you guys.
No, you are
Thanks,
welcome.
Mendy.
Mendy, before you go, I saw you were trying to push your Instagram the other day. Give everybody that Instagram handle.
You can just search my name, Mende, Mende, or it's Baby Hulk 315. Follow me, please.
I followed you on both my accounts.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I saw that.
It's right there at the bottom for those who are watching right now. So go ahead and follow him. Give the man a follow because he's going to be a superstar very, very soon.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
to these fine gentlemen at Cage Wars giving him a platform to fucking display his talents. Thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate your time as always, man, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
Thank you for having me, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
brother.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
I have something I want to share with everybody, but I'm going to have to get off my fat turkey ass here to go get it. So just bear with me.
Damn,
Turkey
son.
ass. Now, what did you? Let's while he's away, Jay.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on the Jarrell Moses fight.
Oh, shoot. I think that was a culmination of Drill's frustration over the last couple of years in the having fights. And I was saying in the commentary, he looked calm. Like the game, if that was their game plan to just make sure that they didn't go too crazy, which you could tell he kind of started to ramp it up a little bit, and then he brought himself back, and then he lit him up, which was beautiful.
Oh man, the second he because at first his back was to the cage. As soon as he turned off the cage and got Moses against the cage, it was good night Irene for old Madman there. That was
a good knee in there.
And can you guys confirm something that like, so me and Mike did an interview with Mark Moses earlier in the day. I'm gonna be 100%.
That fucking interview aged like milk on a hot day.
Yeah, but you know
Right?
what though? You know what though? That thing picked up so much steam on the fucking on like YouTube and shit because this dude has so much people that just hate his fucking ass.
Yeah, they hate him.
And
They
I was like,
fucking hate him.
yeah, and I'm like, man,
I fucking love the dude. He's like, it's like, he goes, yo, Ben, I heard your joke about my C-section scar. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And he thought it was funny though. Like,
He's got
a
just
good
under
dude.
1,000 views right now, and within a week on YouTube. Not too bad on our channel.
yeah, it's yeah, it's like we put that up there, and like all I knew that he fought at Street Beefs, right? And then he does that interview with us where he talked about getting stabbed and how like the guy from Street Beefs is a fucking crook and all this shit. And I'm like,
well, no shit. Like,
I was like, oh,
fighting
okay.
in backyards.
I didn't see that coming, but
The comments are vicious. Every
I need
comment
to go
is
see
just
this.
ripping him apart.
Yo, I'm going right
This
now.
guy's the biggest baby I've ever seen. Every fight I've seen of him either gets knocked out or quits after 2 minutes. He's also a pathological liar. I don't know why any organization will let him fight at all. He's a liability. He acts like he's the toughest man in the world, too. Win a fight before you act the way you do. He hasn't earned the right to act like that. That's just
You've
one.
already sold it.
That's just one fucking comment in a damn
that was one comment.
One comment
Jesus
on YouTube. If you
Christ.
go to Street Beefs or the guy Chris Wilmore who runs Street Beefs, they posted some stuff. It's like 100-something comments worth of shit. I don't know what this guy did to them, but they do not like him.
First things first, fuck the guy from Street Beefs, because all that is glorified fucking bum fights 2.0. He's a scumbag fucking moochie motherfucker
Who
who only cares about dollar bills. That fucking
I
vagina.
have a new fondness for it was a lot of money for that plywood. Plywood wasn't fucking cheap. So
Yeah. You know what? I got a fucking offer for him. How about he comes and steps into the cage and sees fucking what real athletes do instead of putting a bunch of fucking beer drinking EBT users into fucking backyard cages? The fucking asshole. Like, oh my God. Dude, you want to go fucking start a promotion? Just pick people out of the fucking welfare line and call up your prison. Hey, who's getting out this week? You're a fucking douchebag. You're a piece of shit for putting on that fucking promotion. He's no better than the scumbag from 1FC. And that's all I've got on that one.
That's all, Ben. Jeez.
For now.
Anything else?
For now, he says. For now,
Take a breath.
but hey, I don't know if it's true or not, or if somebody doctored it on the internet. Was the reason due to an asthma attack that he lose due to
That's what I
asthma?
was told.
Yeah.
He had it.
That's what we
So
were
like,
told.
I don't know if it was an asthma attack because
sure.
Jarrell belted him in the
It
fucking
was.
body.
Well,
But let's
yes,
also-
yeah. That's what it says. And if you watch the video, I actually have video where as soon as the fight ends, he falls. You know, he puts his hand out. Big Dan stops it. He falls to his knees, and then Big Dan goes over to his corner, and I believe they throw his inhaler in, and Big Dan brings it up to him. So that was
Jesus.
he
didn't pull the Greg Hardy and just rip that fucker in between rounds.
Yeah. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do
Hit
that.
that some bitch like a bong in between rounds and keep fucking going.
Oh man.
Home
oh,
Dog was
man.
in the hospital 3 weeks before with COVID, like COVID pneumonia, swimming
Yeah.
in his own fucking fluids.
Yep.
So God bless him for showing up.
Yeah, he got in there and he fought, which is a lot more than you could say about a lot of people.
Came out to Broken Glass by Stone Cold Steve Austin theme.
Yeah, You know what he should have done is ripped a few beers before he got in the ring. That would have been fucking even better.
No, because that worked out real well for Tanner Payne when he fucking fought Cole Alexander, dude. It was 51 seconds, and 48 of them were them circling around the cage before Cole unloaded just one combination that factory reset a grown man.
Pickety pop pop.
Look at that. There it is. TKO.
They fucking listed it as that? Jesus Christ.
That's what I was saying. They actually listed it as
Yeah.
that. I was like, I've never seen that listed before.
Never seen that ever.
How's
got
the fight gonna end? Snap, nap, or asthma attack? Oh my God, I'm done with
Dude,
this.
how'd you win your fight? Asthma attack.
Oh,
what I'm
cool.
That's why I was asking you guys, because I thought somebody went in and doctored this shit up on the
No,
internet.
dude,
But that shit is
It's like
legit.
Wikipedia going and changing shit.
I won my
I
fight
just
from-
pulled that off Tapology just now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Don't
Jesus
worry, I
Christ.
won my fight via gestational diabetes, so it all works out good. Like, what the fuck?
All right. We got another guest that's in the green room right now. He was the co-main event winner. He is the 2-time heavyweight champion for Cage Wars, and he is our friend, the Postmaster, Al Morrow. What's going on, brother?
Hi there.
Hi there.
Everybody say hello to Al.
Hi Al.
Kirby the Frog here.
Al, man, dude, outstanding performance at this event. Like you never gave the man a chance from the first bell to when they stopped it. You even started yelling at him like an absolute fucking psychopath at one point.
I have the video here if it works. Ladies and gentlemen at home, I've been having a bad day and I was trying to load these videos up and they were not working. And then I deleted our intro by accident. And then I fucking put a picture on the screen for no goddamn reason. I'm not having
Bro, your blood pressure. Relax.
Anyways, let's roll the film, shall we? Very nice.
Just watching that body shot, I think I shit my pants. Like,
I don't know if Matt felt that.
bruised one of his. So Matt messaged me. I just want to go ahead and Jay, you messaged me before Matt did. So hats off to you on being the better Dr. Phil here. Matt gave me permission to disclose this. He went to his doctor today. He has hairline fractures on his orbital bone in his jaw and a couple of bruised ribs.
And the leg kick that Al gave him after the fight, he said, "Holy shit, I feel like I got kicked by a mule."
Oh my God, Al, did you feel better than ever? You just keep on getting better? You're ready to keep rolling?
Sorry. No, what did you say? Matt had, is he okay? Or oh,
Broke or hairline fracture in the jaw, the orbital bone, bruised ribs, and felt like he got kicked by a mule.
sorry. I don't like hearing that. That's my bad. I never like hearing that after the fact. Excuse me. It was a fun fight. I respect Matt a lot. Excuse me. I never like seeing that after the fact. You know, I know that's the everyone sees us as, you know, we're big you know, barbaric people. We go in and we just try to hurt people. I never want that. But no, it was a good fight. A lot of it was, you know, over the course of the last, ever since I lost to Corey, my coach kind of pulled me aside and said, you know, you really need to bring out the mean guy every fight, you know, and because I have moments everywhere, you know, whether it's in the gym or in life, sometimes I just have, like, you know, moments and you just turn in, you know, retard strength and everything and, you know, all these things. And basically, it scared the poor Susan. How you doing, Susan? But you know, so there was you know, a lot of it was just conditioning. My fight with Corey was a lot of focusing on like skip rope and hitting the bag for like prolonged periods of time, but not 100%. And then this fight was, you know, something as simple as turning on like Boss Rutan DVDs and just, you know, 5-minute rounds, just blasting the bag as hard as you can and doing that consistently over every single day. And so my whole goal was just not to punch myself out. You know, a big idol of mine, Rocky Marciano, and I try and pattern myself a lot after him because I have, ironically, the same reach, 67 inches as he did. I'm about the same height, you know, same type of baldness. I'm an Italian American, and you know, I just kind of bore forward. But sorry about the whole getting emotional thing right off the jump. But
So speaking of getting emotional, Al, and this is what I got off my, and I quote, fat turkey ass to go get. Al, you got these as well. Matt Boyce for the New York mixed martial arts scene is a bit of an OG.
Mm-hmm.
If there were to ever be a New York mixed martial arts Hall of Fame, I feel like Matt Boyce should be at least considered for his contributions. And
Absolutely. I got the 2 cards.
Yeah, signed Topps cards from Matt Boyce that just, you know what I mean? He put them in the cases. He signed them. He gave them to me. These really, Matt, if you're watching, man, these are some of the, you know, the greatest gifts I've ever received doing this. And these will forever hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah. So it's cool. One of my first events ever, if not my first event was in Amsterdam, New York. It was outside Duff home. I think I was at the gym for maybe a month or two, and Duff had, I think, one guy on that card, and he's like, hey, do you want to come watch? I said, sure. So I went up there. I got to sit back in the crowd and stuff. And one of the first fights of the night, I think it was like Matt's even second or third fight or something like that at that point. Mm-hmm. And I got to see him fight. So it was really cool. I saw him like, you know, going up, and everyone's just like, oh man, but it's amateurs. It doesn't matter if it's amateurs or pro. It's so you watch someone come up, you know, and it's cool. And I saw him. I remember I won the heavyweight title from Mark Worthington. And then I went down a weight class, and I saw Matt knock out Mike Alessi. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what a bullet I just fucking dodged. It's all I kept thinking. I'm like, that dude's been knocking people dead for over 10 years.
That's this photo right here.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and so because I saw how big Matt and Mike were, I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know, at the time I was like 210, you know, 215. Love you, Timmy.
These fucking guys, he says. These fucking guys.
Hey.
But you know, so when I got on the mic, I wasn't sure where he was. I wanted him to talk too, but I just wanted to let him know that, you know, I respected him for, you know, watching him. You know, I was 14, now I'm 24, 10 years later, and I'm fighting someone that I've been watching right along. It was a weird experience, you know. So I have nothing but respect for Matt, and I just hope he's okay.
Well, like Joe Ivy said in the comments, I know you got emotional, and yeah. Honestly, you being the way you are, the class act that you are, the way Corey presents himself, the way Mendy does, Matt Boyce, it really does speak to the class in the organization for sure. Like,
Absolutely.
maybe not the asthma attack guy. I'm just
I was crying while
Nah,
I was
just
laughing
joking, Mark.
so hard
Nah.
before you guys got me out. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I went.
chat.
Is that the new segment here on Mission Accomplished? Is like we're
Oh
just
my God.
you guys do the student out of the week. We're just gonna have Ben come on and bitch about something for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking fantastic. Nah, man, but like that performance, you went out there. It did go to a second. That it was definitely I don't know if Jay and Ben and Mike, do you agree? That was a 10-8. It never went to the ground, but that was like a 10-8 on the feet, right? In the first.
Jay was in Matt's corner.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I'd say it was 10-8. I mean, in between the first and second round, Dan grabbed me and said, "No, if it keeps going like that, I'm gonna have to stop it." I'm like, "That's no problem at all." And that's why Matt has that picture up of him and Dan where he's laughing about it.
So
Where they stopped
so funny about that was I saw at the end of the first, and I thought, for one, I was getting pissed because he wasn't going down, because I had seen, in my opinion, I think I hit harder than a lot of guys around, and I've seen Matt get dropped before in previous fights. I'm like, if I hit him clean, he'll go down, and I'm like, I know I've hit him harder than he's got hit. And then after the fight, he looked at me. He's just like, I told myself I was not going to go down. And when someone makes up their mind like that, it's, really hard to convince them otherwise. And that's why, I have all the respect. A lot of men would have crumbled from those. And, in my opinion, that's the only, I guess, brag that I'll give myself, is I know I have heavy hands, and the fact that he didn't even look at me like, he just kept eating them, and I'm like, fuck. I'm
What
like,
do I gotta do here?
Like,
You got a bitch about to get banned in the comments on YouTube. Get him. Sick him. Motherfuckers on YouTube spamming the comments. Get him, Mike. Get that motherfucker.
Look at that guy. Iraq
Get
Aaron. What a
Sick 'em,
name.
bitch.
What a name.
Iraq Arab.
Damn, son.
Got another one.
But but that was the thing, is like, after, when he stopped it, and I was talking to Matt, he's like, "Were you punching yourself out?" I said, "No, I was ready to go all 9 minutes, but there was still a few moments where I'm like, I gotta slow down for a second, just in case something stupid," because it came to a point to where I was hitting him a lot, and he caught me with like a right hand over the top. I'm like, I get sloppy. I gotta like wrap this up now. And then I just remember I hit his arm to jack his arm up, hit the body to try and get his hands down. Then Duff screamed, "Look where they're going," and I hit him on the nose. And that's when I saw Dan start to creep in, and I said, "All right, just hit him and he'll stop it." Is all that was going through my mind. But I tell you what, I think if I had hit just about anyone else that night, I think that would have been it. I could have been against Ngannou and would have been confident he would have gone down, for all I know, like, just from the amount. And then Matt's looking at me like, nah. Nope, I'm good.
Matt Boyce could have French kissed a moving fucking freight train that night, and he would have stayed standing. There was just nothing that was taking him off his feet.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. And like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's really rare to see a 10-8 round that never goes to the floor. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 10-8 on the feet the entire time. You actually, unless, you see it in boxing with knockdowns, but there was no knockdowns. Boyce never went to the floor. Right. And then we're like, wow, he made it up. Like, we're sitting there, a foot away from the cage. Like, wow, I cannot fucking believe he made it out of that round like that.
I didn't think it was going to a second.
Right.
Well, at the end of the first, I was staring at Matt, because the first thing I'm looking at him like, the fuck's keeping you up, is the first thing I was thinking. And then the second thing is because I saw Dan talking to him. I thought Dan was stopping it, and then I saw Matt go like that to Dan, like, tell him, no, I'm good. And then just walk back to the corner. And I'm literally sitting there with Coach, and I'm staring at Matt. I said, "What am I doing wrong?" He's like, "Nothing. You're doing everything perfect." I'm like, "He's not going down," is all I told him. I said, and I flat out told him, he's not going down. What am I doing wrong? And he's just like, "Not everyone's going to go down." And I'm like, usually from this they would, is all I'm thinking. After
Bill Cosby handed you a pill, and that was all you needed.
but Boyce came out. He came out in the second super aggressive right off the rip. Like, he obviously was fighting with some desperation at the beginning of that second round, which shocked me. I was like, holy shit, man.
I had told him in between rounds, I'm like, you got to be first. You can't let. That was the whole plan, is to be first, and not because Al's an inside fighter and Matt's an outside fighter. Yeah. I'm like, you got to keep it on the outside, and then basically once you threw that leg kick, it took his. From what he said, it basically took him right out.
Yeah, so, because go ahead, man.
I'll let you. I'm going to ask a separate question. I'll let you answer that one.
But yeah, so the whole plan was basically Duff said, circle, low kick, circle, low kick. I have good enough head movement on the outside. I can fight, because I always tell people, if I stick my jab, even if I have a shorter reach, you're still fighting my distance. You have to adjust to me. And so that was my first thing, is I was trying to get off to an angle on it. I always aim for the ear. Is usually where I go. And the first right hand was to the ear, I thought, anyway, because I always tell people I don't aim for the nose yet. I don't aim for the chin. I don't try and knock you out. I try and take your legs away from you as fast as I can. My boxing coach always says, get the person drunk. And so my first thing was, if I can hit him on the ear, then I can start taking his legs away from him a bit. And when he started backing up, I said, if I can keep this now, then I can keep going. And so a lot of it was, there were a lot of shots I was throwing as hard as I could, obviously, but then there was a lot of, hit, and then constantly soft, hard, soft, hard. That way, shell yourself up. There's a big body shot. There's an uppercut, start ripping all those fun things. But what was your separate question, Ben?
It had shades of Sean O'Malley versus that Chris Matino to it, man.
Please,
just the way
please don't compare me to Sean O'Malley or Chris or
no,
Matt
just
Chris Matino.
Sean O'Malley. Fuck Sean O'Malley. I'll go book me another segment. I'll go off on a rant on that piece of shit. That's a different fucking topic. Just your fight reminded me of that one. And I wanted to ask you, man, do you think we can find that fucking douchebag from that Facebook group, that Boxing Jesus, and show him that fight? Can we track that piece of shit down? Because
so backstory, when I fought Carlos Pereira, the whole thing about it was two heavyweight strikers. Now, which was ironic because I thought I could have beat Carlos on the feet. I knew he was a very good kickboxer. I think he's undefeated, like 10-0 kickboxer. But Duff told me, no, you got to wrestle him. He's like, you can't even throw a punch on the feet. You got to wrestle this guy. Show people Al can wrestle. I'm like, yeah, but I got him though. I thought I had him hurt with a hook, but some guy in the comments just like, yeah, two great strikers, huh? And then you go on, it's just some dude that's obviously on steroids, being a dick. It's just, I grew up with guys with custom auto, man. It's like, dude, that's 2 hours from my house, man. I can literally go to that gym right now. Actually train with those guys. What are you talking about? Stuff like that. So every time is one of those, douchebags saying, I don't have boxing. And it's like, maybe I don't.
Let's call it what it is. It was an internet tough guy couch coach who thinks that he knows something because he has a membership to Curves.
To Curves.
Curves still a thing, huh?
I don't know if is that still a thing. All right. Well, anyways, dude. Al, you are like one of the nicest people I ever met. We ran into you there after the show. We got a picture with you. Mike and I did. There you are.
Hey,
fucking the man himself, rocking the Crocs. I got my Crocs on right now. I'm not gonna lie. I got them on my feet right now. We want to thank you for coming on, talking a little bit about your fight. Take a second, shout some people out. Tell Ben how much he annoys you. Tell Jay how much you love him, all that stuff.
First and foremost, that fight, especially that day, went out to my dad. He had a cancerous tumor removed from his neck and remnants from old cancer. He's been going through a lot of stuff, for the last couple of years as far as his health, but he's finally starting to pull through it. So I don't have the belt with me; it's with him. So I just put that in his little china cabinet. So I put that in there. No, I'm just excited. Hopefully March, they have an opponent in mind. And from what I understand, he's pretty confident. And coming from the team he's from, I'm not shocked. So I'm
no. So you're saying you're going to be defending your title right away, right, in March?
Duff wanted to – he didn't want me to take a break. He asked me, do you want to take the break? But the thing is after the fight with Carlos and then with Corey, honestly, the loss to Corey really pissed me off, to be quite honest, because I thought I was in the best shape, and then I just keep getting more and more. I'm improving still after all these things. So I just want to keep the momentum rolling. Amateurs and amateurs for a reason. Fight often, fight hard is the way I'm going to go. I don't know if I can say his name, but the guy was around for a little bit, hasn't fought in a couple of years. I was supposed to fight him. What?
I think I know who it is.
But I was supposed to fight him for the light heavyweight championship a long time ago before Corey, and he said no, he was going pro. But I think that's because I knocked his teammate out. But that's just sorry. I've heard not so nice things, so I don't know if I want to be. I'm nice to most people, but I don't like. Let me see. Oh, I want to see Crocs in the 4-wheel drive mode, Ben.
Yeah, I want to see. Pull that photo up again. Are your Crocs in 4-wheel drive mode, or is the tab in the front?
The tab's in the front.
Oh man, like, how do you expect those to stay on while you're straight up slamming some puss? Like,
Listen, here's here's the thing: is that they're a size 12. They're like a size 12 Croc. I have a 14 wide shoe, so they're stuck in my foot.
Oh my god!
The fucking spit on your feet to put them fuckers on, bro. Like,
yeah, but I don't know. But long story short, with the next guy, if it's I don't think his coach likes me very much. For some reason, I try and be nice to him every time I go. He just kind of brushes me off, and it's like I don't know what I did. I fought one of your guys like 3-4 years ago, and you're mad at me about it or something. I got respect for them and that team. I can't say because I don't know if they're hiding it. But I'm just like, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's drama that I don't really need to. Maybe I'm buying too much into it. I don't really give a flying fuck. It's like most people. Some people love the whole me. Like everyone's like, he's faking being a nice guy. Why would I? There's no point. Like it's just who I am and stuff. And I think that's kind of like the vibe. I've heard at other events that he's actually a dick. It's like, not really. I don't think anyway, but that's what I've heard from other people. I can't take word of mouth, but hopefully if I fight this guy, win, lose or draw, I can bury it with that fucking team and end that. So,
truth be told, Al was a dick until he read my book, right, Al?
Yes. but yeah, I think that's March.
There it is, the plug.
March 11th, I think, right, Ben?
Yes, sir.
March 11th.
Friday, March 11th. Cage Wars 51. Tickets on sale right now. CageWarsMMA.com.
So, since it's amateur, I know I'm the champion, and I really appreciate that. But the way I see it with championship is like it's not like a defense or anything. It's just me. I'm trying to go for number one, and I really want to see how far I can take it. Not to keep taking up the end of it, but with Carlos was, hey, I can wrestle and I'm coming back after all the mental health shit or whatever, and then got over that hump. Then with Corey it was, let's get in the best shape I've ever been in. After the fight, I wasn't breathing heavy and I felt fine. I'm like, okay, how can I not do this? Now it was I started lifting weights for the first time in a long time. Magically, I was a lot stronger when I felt in the cage with Matt especially against the fence. I was like, oh, I'm surprised how much stronger I felt for a couple minutes. And then it was for this fight is, I want to lose a little bit of my belly because that's sometimes frustrating to look at in the mirror. I won't lie, but that, and it's just to keep going and going, improve. And I just want to prove that I am the best. I'm sick of being number two, completely done with that. So that's where I'm at. So that fight with Corey really pissed me off to beat. But I love him to death, and I congratulate him every time.
We're going to talk to him about it in a second.
Oh, is he coming on?
Yeah, he's going on.
I love
he always breathes that heavy.
And I am so happy for him for winning that fight. But fuck, I was not happy I lost.
Yeah. Well, man, your fight the other night was really something nice to watch. It was fucking awesome. We can't wait to see you March 11th for sure. Thank you for coming on. You're welcome to come back to the show anytime you want, especially if you got a fight coming up, just hit us up and come on back.
Thank you.
All right, you guys got anything else for the postmaster?
Love you, buddy.
The fact that I absolutely love you, Al. You're an incredible human being. Never change.
Love you most. All right, I'll see you guys.
Man.
Take it easy.
See ya.
So
we
got Corey Norman coming on. I don't know if you guys heard the cream corn story. He's probably puking in the green room right now, but maybe we'll tell the cream corn story on it.
Well, you know what? Then why don't we bring the man on? He defended his light heavyweight title the other night. I believe he's still the cruiser heavyweight title holder, right? I mean,
unless he's going pro.
Unless he's going pro. We'll let him talk about that in a second. The reigning Cage Wars light heavyweight champion coming off a win over Ed Collins just the other night at Cage Wars 50. Here he is. Corey Norman, what's up?
The history maker.
Look at you. Look how studious he looks right now. He looks like.
Look at that chair. Look at that.
I can't even
He's
see you.
sitting on the throne right now. I
Let's see
know
if we
you're
can-
far away.
Can we
Yeah,
make him
you're
bigger?
far away. You got,
Let's,
you
hold
got
on.
the bigger.
Let's watch this.
There we go.
Oh,
Jesus. We gotta-
Oh, he dropped one of his belts.
oh
know,
my
made a lot
god!
of
look at
That's
this
okay. He's
guy.
got 4 others, 7 others.
Oh, we
Yeah.
changed the screen. You were good. You were good.
Right.
No, listen, wide angles probably aren't kind to this face, so let's be real. Let's just bring it in close.
Yeah, let's be real for a 2nd,
Mhm.
bro. First things first. Do you intend on saving any pussy for anybody else?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Like,
Oh my god!
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mike and Mish show. Adonis himself.
Dr. Dimples.
There
Doctor,
it is, Dr. Dimples.
I don't know if they give PhDs for that.
Well,
Which set of cheeks is she talking about is the question.
Jesus Christ, Ben.
well,
Fucking trying to-
before we go on, let's check you out from last Friday night. If the damn stream works, say it happened at work with Almaro. Let's see if it works for you.
What are we doing?
This is all filmed on Mike's phone from where we were.
This was the camera, yeah.
Corey Norman doing Corey Norman shit.
Yeah.
Just making people look like fucking those boxing buddies that
Yep.
Oh, snatch single.
you hear
And then-
Lucas yelling for the fucking crossface. I don't think a gun would have helped him against Corey.
Then 25, 26 unanswered shots. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. There was a bunch.
Oh my god!
So I didn't see,
CT Jesus.
so I didn't see his face after I choked him, and then I turned around and saw. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I actually had a close up of it. I don't think I put it in here though.
There it is. Quick work. Quick work.
I love
man.
that you patted him on the back. Like, yeah, thanks for nothing.
Big man.
Everybody, I could not do any of this without you. Ed, Tim, any of you guys. Ed, where's Ed? Thanks, guys. I love the support. I love all of you guys. Thanks much.
It was
Man, look at that. What a night.
Golf clap.
It was something. Susan Walker's asking about your thighs. How's your thighs?
They are still all of 29 inches in diameter. So there you go.
29 inches in
Big
diameter.
boy.
Created an army of people to sexually harass Corey Norman, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's ever growing. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
are you talking about the army of people or yourself? What's
Or
going on here?
I am talking about the army of people. It is after a fight, it's always interesting to come back after that. So
Did you go back to school and get ridiculed by your kids or what?
no, like they're like, but you got knocked out. I'm like, look at my face. There's not a mark on. What do you think he did? Did he use psychic powers on me? Like,
Cast a spell all the way from Vermont.
and I told them, like, I was like, oh, it was 2 minutes and 30 whatever seconds into the first round, and it's like, no, it wasn't. And one of my kids who was supposed to be doing a web quest looked at me. He's like, yeah, it was, I got it. I was like, okay.
Oh man, it was a hell of a performance. But after the fight, you made an announcement in the ring, and I wanted to ask you about that one. Is there truth to this? Are you going pro?
I am going, but I'm going pro. Whether or not there's any pro organization out there that wants me, that's the
Okay.
question. Like
Invicta.
what
Invicta?
Invicta?
Yeah.
Just plow your way right through there.
Stop it. Who does?
Ooh, choice of words. That's phrasing.
What about? Well, so Ben said, "Stick around with us. We'll do pro fights." What's that all about?
I would. Here's the thing: is that if I would love to, and I have no idea whether or not I'm able to let cats out of bags or boxes. If you're Schrodinger, I don't know, but it's I don't know when Cage Wars is going to do that. Tim had said that it was going to be this year, later on. So if that's the case, then yeah, let's throw the saddle back on this old war horse and go it again. So
Ben, Jay, any insight on that?
I don't have any insight on that, actually.
Damn it.
I wish I did, but I don't.
Ben, you seemed real certain in the cage, so I'm just
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, what?
You know, there's one thing I'm real certain about, and I talked to Adrian Morales earlier today, and we're pretty sure that like there's gonna be a bunch of 205ers at AMI that are gonna start climbing out of the fucking woodwork now, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see 205ers you didn't even know fucking existed. Like, wait, you got 10 AMI fights? Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the Corey Norman hit.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I've heard. I mean, everybody that I've met with Cage Wars has said that they would vouch for me, and I really do appreciate that. And I'm just kind of, I guess, I mean, waiting around is not something that I'm, I guess, comfortable with, just because, like I said, I'm a little long in the tooth for this sport anyway. But
Yeah, how old are you?
I'll be 37 in March.
Yeah, I know how much. I just want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
He just wanted to make you feel like shit.
Oh, and Ben, I just got a really close haircut. I'm not using Just for Men, you punk. Good Lord. I heard that and I was like, okay.
I'm gonna get my ass beat next time I see you.
Hey, I thought I found Corey's doppelganger come across my people I may know the other day.
Yeah, you sent me that. I was like, who? I was like, I don't think I've been to Bermuda. I'm like, all right.
This dude's legitimately in the water, and if you look quick, it looks like Corey.
Yeah, but no, I've heard a couple of initials thrown out there, and again, I honestly I don't know what the process is for finding pro fights. So it looks like I'm gonna have to find an agent and put him to work for me. So we'll go from there.
I got you. Don't worry.
I can help with that too.
Well,
That was going to be my next question. Do you have
We'll
somebody do you have representation? Do you have somebody looking for you, or
you don't need it? I'm going to tell you right now, and like, I don't mean to interrupt. Don't give somebody 10 and 10 or 15 and 15 to do something that you can fucking do yourself right
Benjamin,
now.
why are you yelling? I'm right
Because
here.
I am passionate about this. You are entitled to that money. You are going to earn it. Do not give some lazy twat 10 and 10 or 15 and 15 of your fucking show and sponsor money for doing nothing.
I was just going to ask for a free room, man. Chill out.
They're going to flock to you, bro. You don't need a manager to take money from you right now.
See, the only people who are flocking to me are apparently single moms with broken promises. So I just,
oh no,
that's just.
I'll take care of you, baby. You know.
My God, it's been interesting. So,
a lot of vagina pics.
Wow.
Is this an over microwaved hot pocket? Oh no! Yeah. The look on
Hold
your
on,
face.
stop. That's not a segue. I don't want to hear anything. That's not a segue. Ben, I'm removing your speaking privilege for the next 2 minutes. Don't.
Son of a bitch.
Anyway.
Oh, wait, are you not going to allow Ben to tell the story that he keeps promising to tell?
No,
it's a story of love, hope, and a guy that looks like Rosie
involve
O'Donnell had a
me.
baby with John Goodman.
It doesn't involve me. I'm not in it. It's just he just thinks my reaction to this story is hysterical because I, like most of the population on planet Earth, find it disgusting. It's not a kink. It's not like a I wonder what that looks like. It's like a I need to
Yes,
scrub
you
that
do,
from
you
my
sick
brain.
fucker.
Oh my God.
Like I said, it involves a gentleman that looks like John Goodman and fucking Rosie O'Donnell had a baby. It's disgusting.
All right, tell the story, Mike.
Yeah.
So,
No shit.
we take said gentleman that
Hold on.
is probably, what do you think that guy weighs, Jay? Probably easily over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Corey's face.
And of course, heavy set gentlemen like that wear CPAP machines. So this gentleman and a friend of mine are sharing a hotel room working a combat sports event. So in walks this friend of mine to the hotel room that he's sharing with John Goodman and fucking opens the door to find him banging some girl with a CPAP machine on his face. So, like, yeah, because, you know, that's a normal thing to do.
Got to get that oxygen.
He's like, oh, you know, my bad. Sorry. He leaves, goes, whatever, comes back, goes to bed later on. Where things get fucked up is when he goes into his room the next night and finds this dude eating creamed corn off the chick. Like,
What
of all the things you're going to eat off of somebody, who said go get me a can of Jolly Green Giant?
The can drive. They had a fucking can of food drive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many better things to eat off a woman's body. Like, this fat fucker chooses to eat vegetables for the first time in his fucking life, and it's gonna be off this woman's body. And of course, because his blood is gravy, because he's so fat, it has to be creamed corn.
What the fuck?
That's
The kicker of the story is though is that
that is the kicker. The whole story is a kick in the face. Stop.
Where the bruising and the swelling sets in though is when the guy said, "What the fuck?" Have some respect. The girl tosses him her key and says, "Go sleep in there. My room is empty. It's all to myself." So why not have your veggie buffet?
What the fuck just
in
happened?
there. Why
in
were
that
they
room?
Oh my god, dude! This is a real story too.
Like,
Huh?
this is a guy who probably hasn't washed his feet since 2002, but decides to go eating different vegetables off of people's bodies.
Oh God.
Well, now I got that image stuck in my head.
Yeah, and you asked.
Yeah,
I
that's
told
awesome.
you.
Never
Corey,
liked cream corn.
never like cream corn. Well, it was
Ruining dreams here tonight.
Shit. Corey's not turning pro. He's fucking gonna think of something different now.
Corey, if you don't turn pro, maybe you start like a fan time page where all you do is wear a CPAP machine and fucking bang fat chicks.
Oh, why would you wish that on me?
Nice.
Good.
I'm talking
nice.
Dude,
Truck
pussy's
loading.
cheaper if you buy it by the
Sounds
ton. Like, don't you know that?
You go to Walmart and get the good value, the smaller cream corn ones for like 50 cents instead of the
You
full.
researched this. That's okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a category on Pornhub for this.
Yeah.
Del Monte sells the Ford
Hey,
cans in a
wait,
box.
I got the perfect only cans.
Only
Cans.
Ba-da-bum.
Oh man.
Wow.
Has all of Corey's faith just drained from his body.
Yep.
See, I'm just being a good old fashioned heathen. I don't have anybody to pray to for that, so that's fine. Good night. Oh my
All
God.
right, let's
Hold
move
yourself
on from the
tight
cream.
tonight.
Yeah. Let's move on.
We'll move on from the cream corn. We'll
So
move
my
on to-
fight went well. I didn't get hit once, and I was actually able to out jab somebody who was taller than me. So that was kind of cool. And
No, it was cool, man. And like, dude, you're going pro now. You went 7-0 as an AME. You were all 7 of your fights with Cage Wars? All 7?
No, I had one. The one before Cage Wars was in 2007 for an organization called Power Fights out of Cicero, Illinois.
Oh yeah, and then you took like an 11-year break, right?
Yep.
That's
Nice.
That's right. And then at Cage
Yeah.
Wars ever since. What would you say to somebody who like yourself, like may have fucking, gave up on the dream and then possibly look at you could be a 37-year-old fucking world champion professional at some point,
Just that I have never been ever adept or like you hear people talk about like, oh man, they've just got the build for it, or like, oh man, like they're just naturally talented. That ain't me. I am all of the wrong dimensions for just about any sport. I've got short little arms and a long ass torso. Like I'm asthmatic. Like I'm not built for any kind of conditioning or anything like that.
You're not selling yourself to any fucking pro organizations right now, calling yourself all these things.
And plus, like, I'm sitting here shaped like a fucking pear, and you're talking about how you're not shaped for sports. I'm shaped like a piece of fruit.
What I was gonna say is that what has gotten me here is obsession. Being absolutely obsessed with perfecting everything that I can and finding the way to win. Finding the way to win against people who are taller than me, who have more experience than me, who are stronger than me, come from a better pedigree than me, who have wrestled. I didn't wrestle in high school or college. Like I didn't pick any of this up. Most of what I know is self-taught. The rest of it is stuff that I've picked up from people who are willing to show it to me. So I mean, the sheer. I mean, I'm gonna get a little weird on you guys, but one of my favorite people from history is Ernest Shackleton. And one of his quotes is, "By endurance we prevail," and that is something that has guided just about every single thing that I've done. That you give a man who is determined and time, both of those things, and he's going to do anything that he wants. And that is me, because you could drop me in the middle of the woods with nothing, and I'm going to find a way to be prepared for whatever opponent I need to face.
Beautifully said.
That was
Beautifully
good.
said. Nah, man.
I was gonna say that went like deep after what we just
Yeah.
went through 5
Yeah,
minutes
we were all
ago,
like
man.
thinking about it.
don't-
We all had to
it's
think
not
about
a
it for
U-turn.
a second.
Stop.
All right, so let me ask you a question then.
Okay.
We look back at this amateur career you've had, the 7 fights, man. You've put together some incredible performances. Arguably, like I've said this before, and I will put my life on this. When we talk about the greatest fighters to ever step into the Cage Wars cage, you and Brendan Kennedy are 1A and 1B, and you can put you and him wherever. You can be one, you know what I mean? It does not matter who's placed where. You guys are both a dead even tie, in my opinion, for greatest fighters in Cage Wars history. So when you look back at that, 1, what does that mean to you? And 2, wouldn't Stouffer's lasagna be better to eat off of somebody while wearing a CPAP machine?
French bread pizza, I think.
Oh shit.
French bread pizza.
Well, I mean, I don't really like lasagna. I don't know.
Do not tell me you don't like lasagna.
I don't like lasagna. I'm not Italian. I don't know.
Fuck this show.
Is that all it
Lasagna.
took? All it took was you saying you hate lasagna to get him to fucking leave.
I feel like lasagna. Listen,
fucking
I like
really? You
lasagna,
don't
but
like
lasagna
lasagna?
is too much
Like, what
fucking
type of
work
fucking
for the same
bullshit?
fucking thing you can get with ziti and sauce with a little bit of meat and some ricotta. I mean, it's like takes
Exactly.
too long. Just get ravioli and put sauce on it, and you got lasagna in 2 seconds. You know
Yeah,
what I
fuck
mean? It's like
lasagna.
fucking takes too long to make a lasagna.
Never been a pasta. Not
I
me.
can't.
What
You know
was
what?
that,
Maybe
Corey?
we don't need to see you fight pro now.
Corey, what did you just say?
I said I've never been a pasta guy. I'm just not into it.
Pastor.
Yeah.
I bet you also cut the genitals off of baby animals for fun too, if you don't like lasagna.
Oh my god.
I mean, when I
Ben-
worked on farm, yeah.
Ben did ask a legit question before he ruined it with the Stouffer's lasagna
Right.
thing.
The actual question, because
What was the
I don't
question?
know.
The question
It was
was like, if
1A
you
or
look
1B.
back, if
Right.
you look back at this entire amateur mixed martial arts journey you've had so far, you know, what does it mean to you, man? Because you're starting back in 2007. Did you think that you'd be able to say, here we are, you know, however many years later, that you were the greatest fighter to ever walk through the promotion you fought for?
no. And I think that's very kind of you to say. I think there are people who are far more talented than I am in the organization and the promotion. I think Brendan Kennedy, like I said, is absolutely hell on wheels. And I think if you want to look at fights and stuff like that, and if you want to look at careers and as far as that go, I've not seen Brendan Kennedy have a moment of adversity in the cage. Like
He's been
He's
hit
been hit
5
5
times
times
in
in 6
7
fights.
fights.
So I mean, I definitely run up against guys who, you know, when I run into them, I know it. But like I said, what I've seen in my own career is not like the, you know, indomitable talent or anything like that, but it's, you know, it's force of will. And probably no other fight is a better example of that fight than my last fight with Al, where, I mean, I was injured on a couple of different fronts, and I didn't have all of the weapons that I normally have, and I didn't know what I was going to be able to do at the end of that second round. But you know, like I said, I redlined it and I stuck it in my head that was working, and I was able to come out on top. And again, it was not anything where I thought it was, you know, the most dominant, and I wasn't able to get a finish on Al because he's tougher than an old boot. But that's probably, both of my fights with Al are probably my favorites, just because he presented so many different problems and adapted with me, and then readapted, and then I just had to dig deep for both of those fights. So, you know,
Al had a lot to say about that fight. That fight has aggravated the living fuck out of the postmaster, to be honest with you.
He lit a fire under his ass.
good. It should have. Because I mean, I know that he wasn't doing a lot of weight training before that, and then afterwards he and I talked. We've been talking more and more about, like, you know, different weight programs and training regimens and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I was screaming in the back for his fight with Matt, and I just I was so proud of him for it to see those results that he's been wanting to get, and just and he was more explosive. He was that was the most explosive that I've seen him in the cage, and whether that's a direct result of the training that he's been doing, or it was just a mindset that he went in there with, or both. It's just been great watching him develop as a man and as a fighter, and I'm proud to call him friend.
Jeez.
What has it been like having to humble yourself? Because every time you go onto a show, we have to mop up after the women in the comments section.
I don't read the comments until afterwards. I'm like, oh God. I was like, people can read this, miss. Like, I'll get DMs from people. I'm like, oh I was not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to add you as a friend. Oh, yeah, I did.
It's like, oh, yeah, exactly.
I meant to send that to my husband.
Yeah.
As it's just like some picture of a girl with her whole hand up her ass. Oops, I didn't realize.
Ben just takes it to another level.
Ben takes it to another level.
You're welcome.
That should be another show. Ben takes it to another level.
This is the Mike and Mish show after dark.
Yeah.
After 10 p.m. So I'm allowed to be a fucking pig.
It's definitely it's definitely a different atmosphere over here when Mr. Field is around for sure.
Hey,
but
Corey, when you came into the Chinese food place, right? Did you notice that everybody was the same side sitter? Did that cross your mind?
This fucking shit.
Every person in that fucking place was same side sitting except me and Kyle, who sat diagonal at a 4-seat table.
And then that kind couple that was that kind woman that wanted to get her picture taken with Renee.
Renee, that's right.
And like when I did notice that she was sitting like, yeah, that she was like husband, and I was like, that's really cute. And then I noticed that like everybody was doing that. I was like, okay, this is a little Soylent Green, but all right.
See, it's weird.
People are weird there.
They're all giving over the pants handies, and you guys didn't notice.
Yeah, everybody was getting the old tongue.
Chopsticks.
Cream of
see how many times we make Corey cringe before we kick him the fuck off here.
Oh, Mike just
sat down, his shoe stuck to the floor, and he said, "I'm not eating here."
Joe Ivy says, "Bet Corey doesn't wear Crocs."
I don't. I will not.
No, Crocs are for people who need help slaying puss. This man,
my daughter has 5 pair of Crocs. She's got the ones with the nice fur inside of them. She's got such big feet, I can wear them. I swear to God, I've never worn them though, but still.
I swear that is the biggest fucking bullshit. That's
a lie.
I brought you these fries from Burger King. I didn't have any though. You son of a bitch! I know I got half a large fry in that bag now. You fat fuck! Like, come on.
You stretch out my Crocs. Well, I didn't wear them. What are you talking about? They're nice and furry, though. I know that.
I'm rocking a pair of Vans right now. I like these shoes. That's a nice one. Okay.
There you go.
He's even got a nice fucking house too. Like, Jesus Christ! Is there anything you don't have?
You like my little fireplace?
Yeah, actually, I do like that. Nice.
I told you, he's the fucking king.
I got a fire going over here myself.
I'm surprised he don't even have his own cameraman.
Not quite.
He is his own cameraman.
He knocked him out before the show.
Oh my God! All right, well,
weirdest interview ever for you. I'm sure there'll never be an interview weirder than this.
Yes. Hey, when you go,
one of the schools that I interviewed for, they brought like 2 kids in for the interview, and I'm like, well, they've not done a background check on me, so I could be anybody, and that's what's going on in my head as they bring these kids in to talk to me. And I started talking to them. I was like, so what do you like about this school? They're like, skipping class is kind of nice. I was like, okay. I'm just like, and like I just ignored like the principal and vice principal, just started talking. I was like, so where's the best place to skip class? They're like, oh, like around the corner. Like we smoke weed there sometimes. And I was like, oh no. that was a weird interview.
Shit.
All right. Well, Corey, the two belt holding champ now, used to be the triple champ. Any last words? Don't direct any towards Ben though, because it might lead us into a direction of something fucking.
We'll end up another 15 minutes on here.
I just want to thank all of my so I am absolutely atrocious at like remembering like sponsors and gyms and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of keep that in my head. First off, I want to thank OPMMA. It's the school that I kind of started with Jeff Panuski down in Orchard Park. We've got Sub-Zero BJJ down there now, which is going to be helping me out with my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and submission wrestling and submission grappling as I add to that. Kevin Cunningham down at Casey's Fitness has been helping me out. It's been great to kind of find my way back home there again as well. Catalyst Fitness, they're not a sponsor, but I'm going to plug them anyway because it's a great gym that just kind of lets me do whatever the hell I want as far as strength conditioning, and it gets a little weird sometimes, so I appreciate that. I want to thank people who actually sponsor me, which is Doc Sullivan's, which is one of the best damn places to get wings or anything kind of food like that in Buffalo. I want to thank Customs by Shy, who makes all of my cool shoes and stuff like that. Thumpers Things, who made that awesome walkout hoodie that I threw to the crowd and then signed away to some lucky lady who had her very angry husband standing next to her. I want to thank Julie's Pizza down in Springfield, New York, for sponsoring me as well. I'm gonna be heading down there at some point soon, just to get shots with them, and Chris, I just want to thank you for that. Shoot, I know I'm absolutely. Oh, Blossom Buffalo. It's it's a great place to just kind of get a bunch of different things, CBD products, and stuff like that. I want to thank AJ, Chris, Jason, Gerald, all of my teammates. All the guys who helped me in this camp, who helped with just about everything. And I really do appreciate all of the hard work that went into it. And it makes me better. And the sacrifice that it takes doesn't go unnoticed. I want to thank Tim. I want to thank, Ed Kenner, Ben, Jay, all of you guys, Mike. I mean, all of you guys being there, helping out with all of the production, all of it. Mike Falvo, Dan Merliotta, like all you guys, keeping us safe, keeping it going, keeping the lights on. You guys don't get enough credit. I know the fighters kind of, we get the shine just because it's, us in the cage, but I mean, that we're the tip of the iceberg, and everything else beneath it is what makes it work. So thank you guys. I think that's all I got. My kids always, but everybody's sick of hearing their names. It's Elena's birthday though. So happy birthday, Evie.
6th birthday, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Nice.
Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
Corey, before you go, I'm going to take a few moments to talk to you without being a pig. All right.
Oh.
You have my son. I'm not going to be disgusting right now. All right. I mentioned earlier about how I got into working with amateur mixed martial artists and why. And this is exactly why. These moments right here. You are now about to become a professional mixed martial artist and embark on a part of your combat sports journey that gives you the pay that you deserve. And I've been honored to be there for all except for your fight in 2007 and to see them all in person. I've actually had the honor of calling a few of them. To say that that's an honor is a massive understatement. To be able to have met you through this and to watch you perform and grow, not just as an athlete, but a person and a father through all that, man, like it's the exact reason why I got into this. And I can't thank you enough for the time and the memories you've given me, man. And I really do wholeheartedly look forward to following the rest of your combat sports journey as it progresses.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
See, I wasn't disgusting. How was that?
I believe you. Listen, I was waiting with bated breath, but I believe you.
I really thought he was gonna like drop something at the very end.
No, I
there.
did that earlier. I did that. All right, fine. All right. What is your ideal choice of food to eat off of a woman's body? Like, if we're gonna go back to being gross, like it's obviously not cream corn or fucking Stouffer's anything.
Creatine.
Honey. It's honey. There you go. Yeah.
So we're not eating like mac and cheese out of orifices or
No.
Okay.
It's an accent. They're the main course.
Then I want my fucking money back.
All right, man. Well, Corey, thank you very much for coming on. Hey, I wanted to ask, do you have any other social medias besides your Instagram? Because I don't know.
Facebook.
All right. Well, everybody go look him up on Facebook. Follow his
He's on
Instagram because he's going to be in the UFC one day, right?
Let's hope.
There you
Joe's
go.
going grocery shopping now.
I would very much. I've been talking about this a lot. Like there's a lot of guys at light heavy in the UFC, and I mean in a lot of other divisions that I see holes in their game, and I really want to test it.
Once you get into the pros and you can actually use all of your weapons, you're gonna be unstoppable because we've only seen like half of what you're fucking capable of.
Yeah, I get to do twisting locks now. My
I
goodness.
know, I can't wait, dude. Oh, you're gonna kill people. Like, the people are gonna die.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you for your time as always, Corey Norman. You're a gentleman, a classy individual for sure, and we look forward to your bright future.
Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
Take it easy.
Stay handsome.
I'll try.
So you mentioned earlier with Mendy the performance of the night. Jay and I had a message from one person, and I've had a few over the past like year and a half of people that are like, well, why do you call it? Why do you call it knockout of the night? The UFC changed it to performance of the night for all of it, so it doesn't sound brutal. If you're not into brutality, go watch fucking tennis.
I thought they changed it because there isn't always a knockout.
That's why.
Well, there is
And
on
they
a
needed
Cage
to
Wars
give out
card.
three bonuses a night, and they were not giving that out. So
Yep.
they just did performance. That's what I thought, right?
Nah,
Right, JC?
I love it when you have a knockout, a submission, a performance, and a fight of the night. That's
if they're
fucking
there, that's what they should
Yeah,
be.
if
But if
they're
they're
there.
not, then
And
you
I
give the money away.
think you guys hit the nail right on the head with all four of them. Obviously, Corey Hackett. Shout out to the Hackett brothers. We got to talk about them for a minute. They were both debuting. Two brothers, both making their debut. Both won impressively. Jason Hackett fought AJ Morales to start off the night. Beat him in a unanimous decision. A very tough dude. He
Who
showed.
expected the wrestler to come out with a karate stance, by the way? Like, we noted that on commentary. Like, that is not how a wrestler does anything.
Right. And I'll tell you right now, man, AJ proved his toughness in that fight because there was a few times where I thought he was fucking done.
Yeah, I thought he was getting choked out right in the beginning, and he got out of it.
Holy shit. Yeah.
You want to talk about being puckered up? Like, I
Yeah.
thought we were going to see our first finish of the night, but that got banked in the second fight of the evening, the first finish of the year.
Right. He got out of every submission attempt that Hackett threw at him. It was a real show of toughness for AJ, but the Hackett brothers both came out victorious, and Corey went out there against was it Chris Taylor that he was fighting? Yep. Chris Taylor was banging him with fucking jabs, rights, lefts. He was hammering his ass. And then all of a sudden Corey came out of fucking right field with the fucking dude. And it was
their shoulder shorthand, right? What the hell did Will call it?
A meat hook to the melon was Will's
meat hook
word.
to the melon, yeah.
Meat hook to the melon, put him out, man. It was an outstanding knockout for knockout of the night. Submission of the night went to Corey, who we just talked to, Corey Norman, and fight of the night. Oh, before we wrap this up, we got to talk about the fight of the night. The fight of the night was
the only draw I've seen.
Yeah, dude. It was a title fight. Couple 135 pounders showing absolute fucking heart, back and forth. Obviously, the third round must have been given a 10-8 to what's his name there? The fucking
Nathaniel Grubham, I believe.
Grubham,
he came back halfway through the fight.
What did you guys think about the judge's decision to call that? I mean, I thought it could have gone either way, so I wasn't mad about the draw.
So personally, to my untrained eye, I had it 2-1 for Diego de Jesus. But the draw is the absolute right call, in my opinion. The first time in Ed Kinner's history of working in combat sports where he's had both athletes agree with the decision in a fight.
Do you think there should be a rule in place in a title fight?
There was a vacant title.
Make a draw. So
No, that's the outcome of a fight. I think that
that's
sets
not
up.
right. Something's wrong about that. Something's all wrong.
You know, Ben, I'm looking at my show notes because I take notes the whole time, and I had it the same way. But I did say in my notes here, extremely hard first round to judge. Grubham may have stole the first round at the very close when he took the back.
Yeah, but he'd been
DH
knocked down.
Right. So I put that in there, and that wasn't enough. I gave the first 2 rounds to DeJesus as well, and Grubham clearly took the third. So what an unbelievable fight between those two. Are they going to run that back, you think?
Well, if you listen to the post fight, Nathaniel Grubham's got to take some time off. So like that kind of almost auto qualifies Diego to fight for
No,
what's
who's
his
he
name?
supposed to
Ryan
fight?
Hickey, the bantamweight
Ryan
champ,
Hickey.
excuse me. But at the same
Most
time, there's guys
unassuming
out
man
there.
in MMA.
The what's that?
Ryan Hickey, the most unassuming fighter in MMA.
I don't know, man. Diego De Jesus, like Ryan Hickey's got a fucking PhD. And Diego De Jesus is en route to being like one of the smartest guys in the cage. But honestly, like, do we want to see Diego De Jesus versus Ryan Hickey, or should we see somebody like Ryan Burgos, a guy who's undefeated prospect who could definitely challenge for a title? That's the fight I'd like to see personally.
That's a tough one. See, I missed the first round of that because I was in the back warming that up, but or why is one up, I should say.
Yeah, the thing is, he got the takedown, and maybe Jay, maybe I don't know. Let me get your opinion on this. How much do you give a takedown that leads to absolutely nothing? Because DeJesus took him down,
Yep.
and as soon as they got to the floor,
He's right back up.
nothing happened, and it was right back up to the feet. Absolutely.
If I'm judging, I don't give it anything. It totally negates the thing.
Do you want to?
That goes back to the octagon control thing. You get the guy down, and you're controlling him. You're basically controlling the octagon. You're controlling the fight. But if it's right back up, and you're right back to doing it's offset, in my opinion.
Not effective grappling, yeah.
Yeah, not effective grappling at all.
Hey Ben, also, I'm gonna read this to you real quick. This is what I wrote. Takedown by DeJesus. No, just listen. Takedown by DeJesus leads to nothing, right back to the feet. Stiff right by DeJesus drops Grubham momentarily, right back to the feet. Slick takedown into odd submission by Grubham. Right back to the feet again, and round ends with Grubham getting the back of DeJesus extremely hard round the judge. So they both had a takedown. Grubham had a submission attempt. DeJesus had a knockdown, and it ended with Grubham on his back. So that's a fucking
So to me, it would come down to so which one was closer to being a fight-ending sequence? Was the knockdown closer to a fight-ending sequence, or was the submission or
the submission at the end of the round when Grubham had his back and he was working a rear naked choke? If there was 20 seconds left to the round, he would have got that. But that's it.
I think that's how one judge saw that, because you had one that saw it for DeJesus, one that saw it for Grubham, and then one that called it 28-28. And I don't somebody tag Ed Kinner in the comments and see if maybe he can inform us as to how it was run, because I bet you he still has the cards.
Oh, he definitely has.
Where's Ken Rock? Dude, Ed Kinner looks just like current day Kid Rock. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
current day Kid Rock. Oh my god. Yeah. What did you guys like? Mike asked that question. Do you think is there a way to like avoid draws in title fights? Like, I mean, do you add 2 more rounds? I mean, do you add
you add a sudden death round. That's the only way around it. You add a sudden death round, which those are not legally able to be held unless it's an exhibition bout. Yeah. Well, that's any sanction. So like it would have to be an exhibition, which like fuck that.
Right.
You're not going to put a title on an exhibition fight. You can't. So that's the only way around it is, I don't know. It's like, think back to Khabib versus Al Iaquinta. You know what I mean? Al missed weight for that fight, and the New York State Athletic Commission straight up said, here's the deal. We are not going to recognize Al Iaquinta as a champion if he wins, but we understand that you're a promotion and can do whatever the fuck you want with your jewelry. So, like, at that point, it could really be up to the commission or not, excuse me, the promotion to say, well, we saw that, this fight, Diego De Jesus and Nathaniel Grubham was a draw, but, if I'm the promoter, let's say I believe that Diego De Jesus won the fight, I could award him the title because promotions they can do whatever the fuck they want. We saw that with Ryan Hickey getting the title.
Right.
Brendan Kennedy couldn't make 135 anymore. He relinquished the title. Cage Wars put the strap on Hickey. That was just how it worked.
Hey, Ben. Big Ben just stopped in, said, hey, what's up, boys?
The Big Ben.
That is the Big Ben that someone was
Zion.
asking earlier
Zion.
if you're Big Ben. Yeah.
No, I am like medium sized.
Medium Ben.
You're fluffy, Ben.
I wear big t-shirts. I have big shoes. I
Don't
feel
wear
big
big
in my little
t-shirts.
car, and I smoke big blunts. That's about it.
Skunky Ben.
Well, I think this is enough for tonight.
Mhm.
Cage Wars 50 was an absolute success.
Was.
Now, before we go, hold on. You guys had Cage Wars 49 back in October, I believe, right?
It was
November.
November 23rd.
November 23rd. What was there a big difference between your first show back since the pandemic and this one? Like, did it feel like this one was fine? Everything was finally back together, or did it feel the same way last time?
The first show back was back in June at the Armory, and
Oh.
that whole process was a clusterfuck. The first show back at the casino would have been 48.
Oh, you guys been back that long?
Yeah,
we
man,
had. Well, we did. We were supposed to do 2 nights in June. Back to back,
motherfucker, we opened this bitch back up.
And then the first night it fell through because our ambulance never showed up, so we had to cancel Friday, and then rebook some fights for later on. But Saturday went off, and I walked 7 miles Thursday, Friday, Saturday because that place is such a. I don't fucking get into that place, but there's no air conditioning in the Armory, so it's like
That's why I said like
35
nipples
fucking
and nuts.
degrees in there.
And that was the thing. Like, I'd put on a lot of weight since I had to be in rooms. Like, I got to the point where like it's like bending a bowling ball in half trying to put socks on. All right, so like
You're out
going
for
around in that fucking building up and down like umpteen million flights of stairs.
stairs, dude. Yeah, because the locker rooms are down in the pit beneath the fucking Armory, so it's just
It was cool down there, but the issue was, so like I was in the parking garage, which is under there by the locker rooms. I'm like, well, I'm gonna give me some stony baloney right now. All right. And fucking what's that little Hispanic dude's name that runs the place, Jay? He was fucking pissed at me. He comes down, dude, and the whole fucking place is like just reeks of weed, and he's like, just smoke down here. And it was like, no, and as I said no, the puff of smoke comes out of my mouth. Like, the fuck was his name, Jay?
What?
Juan. His name was Juan. All right. Well, guys, one last time, we're going to tell you that we appreciate your hospitality at this event. Thank you for inviting us. We are big fans of you guys, especially now. And we're looking forward to getting back up there. I'm sure you have some show information you want to fucking shout out real quick before. I know you got a March 11th coming up. Go ahead and say a few things, man. And then
all right. So March 11th is Cage Wars 51. April 29th will be Cage Wars 52. After that, we hit June 17th, I want to say, as a pro boxing date. There we go. And then July 8th. There's the dates for you guys. There's going to be 2 getting added as well. Somewhere in there. I can't say anything about that yet. Jay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're fucking taking over the U.S. Northeast, though.
Correct.
So, yeah, guys, make sure you get your tickets for Cage Wars 51. That is the March 11th date. Those are on sale. CageWarsMMA.com. Live stream information will be out closer to the event date. So you guys can make sure you stay tuned to the Cage Wars page for that. You guys, what's that?
The return of Mr. Lau.
Oh, you see Lau versus Nate Russell. These are 2 of the greatest amateur flyweights that you're going to find. Incredible matchup for the main event that night.
when do we get to see Kennedy back in there?
I think, you know what? I think that's April.
April.
I want to say April because I know he was taking a few cards off. Him and his girlfriend just had the baby. Adorable kid, by the way. They got a beautiful photo of the baby in the title belt.
Kids shooting double legs already.
Yeah. Like their infant could whoop my ass already.
We will be, Joe Ivy.
You guys thanked us for the way you guys were treated. This is all shit that you guys have earned. I don't like thank me for the fucking media credentials. That's all you got to thank me for. The way you guys have been treated, the respect you were shown is all shit you guys have earned. Because Mike, Mish, like I told you guys from day one, you guys could be the biggest fucking media outlet in bare knuckle and in combat sports. You're already the biggest fucking media outlet in bare knuckle. You're well on your way to being the biggest and best in all of combat sports. And when that fucking happens, just like I've proudly done before, I'm going to be one dancing on all your naysayers' graves saying, I fucking told you so. You guys are absolutely incredible at what you do. You have a passion for this that nobody else has. And there's a reason you guys get that respect. So every time you thank us for that, understand that you've earned it with your hard work and your dedication to not just these sports, but the athletes in this sport.
We thank you very much for that.
Thank
man.
you.
We love doing it. So we're going to continue. And we got these dope ass shirts that we get to wear every once in a while too. And I'm going to buy that book and read it in a day, just like Susan Walker. How about that?
The worst part about I haven't even read it in book form yet.
I've read it twice. And like when I'm having a rough point in my day, you just fucking, you know what's funny? Joe Ivy says now Kith in the comments. My new license plate is KTH. That's what it makes me. But like you just open to a random spot in the book, read the poem, and it's going to give you something for your day. It doesn't matter where you are. You just fucking open it and find one right here. Energy doesn't lie. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's a wave or a vibe. Will push or pull you where you need to go. Listen to it. Just a random excerpt out of the book. Like, how do you not get any fucking better than that?
All right, hey, share the link to where to purchase that book to our page for me. One of you two.
Do it.
And,
do it.
Right on Amazon.
Yeah. Well, share the fucking link, Ben.
Share the goddamn link.
It's
you know what? Because y'all motherfuckers have been drinking already, Mr. Hunold over there, after almost having a stroke with the fucking videos in the pre-show.
Yeah.
If you guys don't buy
I'm
the
still
book,
about to have a stroke.
I'll have autographed copies for you next time I see you guys.
I won't. Nice.
This guy's a gangster.
And actually, by the time I see you, hopefully, book number 2 will be out. So
there you go.
Thank
Love
you so much, Jay.
Love and bruises. That's my.
And Ben, to go back to what you just said, I'm not going to get over this for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Ask Kyle. I'll be talking about this for weeks to come.
Big Ben.
Even the slightest fuck up, I'll be thinking about it forever. I've been thinking about it all show.
We've got Big Ben 316. I'm Medium Ben 315.
Nah, man, we were driving. This is funny. Like when I first realized how much of a fucking perfectionist Mike is, was it Knucklemania 1?
Yeah.
When we were driving to there, and we had interviewed a bunch of people before, and we like banged out a bunch of editing and stuff in the hotel room, and we wanted to get all these interviews released to the internet before we actually go to the event, so they're already out there, people could see them and then watch their fight. And I noticed that I'm like watching it in the passenger seat, and what was it like?
There was like one letter missing, but it only popped up for a second, and you couldn't see it really.
Knucklemania. He
there was
forgot
no
like
I or
the
something.
I in Mania.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
in one of the videos,
I was like, dude, it says you forgot the I in Knucklemania. Yo, you should have seen this fucking dude. Dude, he's like, motherfucker. He's like, oh fuck. The whole fucking like I was like, dude, don't let it ruin your night.
It only pops up on the screen for so fast, and like you probably would never notice it, but he said it because he watched it like 10 times, and I was like, no.
We're on the way to the event. I'm like, Mike, don't let this fucking ruin your entire.
It's like me when people talk about ONE FC. Like, my initials are BF. It also stands for bitch fit, and I'm gonna fucking throw one. All right.
I'm telling you though, but like we drove for like it was like a 40.
It took an hour and a half for us to
get there because we got stuck in traffic, and like 20 minutes later, we're just sitting there, music's playing, and Mike goes, I can't get that fucking shit out of my head. He's like, I can't fix it.
I'll be going in and fixing that as soon as I can.
I'm going to fix it as soon as I get there. I'm like, oh my God, dude. All right. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight. We wanted to have you guys on to recap this event with us because it was our first one and it was awesome. Thank you very much for coming on. We don't have an outro video because Mike deleted it tonight because he has the best night of his own. This fucking piece.
I deleted it. You know what's funny is that I deleted every video except the one that says countdown. For some reason, I thought that was the video. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The
That's
fucking
the
generic piece of shit StreamYard video.
But anyways, thank you guys all for tuning in tonight. Thank you to Corey Norman. Thank you to Al Morrow. Thank you to Mendy Chukalevsky for stopping in and talking about their performances. We appreciate you all. And with that, I will say peace.